Hi, how you guys doing? It's Thursday. This whole back end of Facebook Live is entirely different this morning, right now. It's like I just went to log on and like literally the whole dashboard has changed. So I had to maneuver my way to get live. So please let me know if you can. All these things are popping up. Can you all please let me know if you guys can hear me, first and foremost. So, and I'm not seeing, let me see if I'm not seeing comments. Hold on. Hold on. Ugh. What is happening? Can you guys see me? Hold on. I'm telling you, the entire thing is different. So let me just see if you guys can see me. I can't see any comments whatsoever. I just hate when they do this. Makes me cry. I'm sorry, I'm being negative, but I'm really just annoyed. So annoyed. I just did something now and I don't know what I did. Hang on. Now I got to figure it out. Bear with me. Boy, oh boy. Okay, so where is the, now where is it? Boy, I'm afraid to go back. All right, I don't know. Let me see if I can see it on my phone differently. I might have to log in differently. Let me just see. All right, so, okay, I can see comments here. So let me just see. Okay, hold on. Let me just see if you could. Okay, you can hear me and everything, but can you all see me normal? Okay, hold on. Let me just see this. Okay, you're watching. Okay, let me just ask you guys because can you all see me normal? The image is super small. So let me just, can you guys just give me thumbs up if you can actually see me? That's what I want to know right now because everything is off of my screen. So I'm going off my phone. Okay, so I know you're watching, but can you actually see me? That's what I want to know. It's so annoying when they do this. I'm telling you, it's like ridiculous. Okay. I don't know where. Okay, I don't know why you cut out so much. All right, so let me just see. Yes, you can see me. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Lori. Okay, so you can see me. So apparently I don't know why this is like this, but I'm not able to make this bigger for some reason. Okay. All right, so you're watching. Okay, well, I'm just going to go with it. I'll have to just deal with it. So anyway, that's fine. As long as you guys can see me and hear me, I'm good. And we'll just have to maneuver around this. But, I tell you, Facebook is constantly changing things. And so I just like literally popped on like 5 minutes before and it's like the entire dashboard changed. So like everything I had to do was different and it's all in different places and it's just annoying. Anyway, okay, thanks for joining me. Thanks for chiming in. I am going to share something kind of different today in regards to the guides. I've came across some teachings that I've done with them back in the day. And when we were, writing together every single day. And I'm just going to wait for a few more people to kind of come on and then we're going to get going. So as I'm just waiting for a couple people to get on, I just want to kind of share a couple things really quick. And that is that I don't know if you all are into TV watching and, I was never a big TV watcher, but recently I kind of did. And so the couple shows I just want to share with you and let me know if you guys like those or give it a try because you might enjoy it. So Ted Lasso is a TV show on Apple. So you have to have Apple to watch it. He's from Saturday Night Live. It's a fantastic season. There's 2 seasons in. He actually won an award for the show. It's fantastic. So I really recommend watching Ted Lasso. I think everybody needs a Ted Lasso in their life, and I'm just in love with him. He's just fantastic. So if you guys are ever into that, Ted Lasso was a great show. Also, I just tuned into a TV show called Made. So that's on Netflix. So have you guys seen Made? Also really great. It's about a single mom. So obviously I was a single mom for a few years, so I kind of resonated with it. And it's a lovely little show on TV. It's on Netflix. Also, documentaries, 2 documentaries that I saw that I loved. One is My Octopus Teacher. Have you guys seen My Octopus Teacher? It is, you will never look at an octopus the same way again, ever. You will never look at an octopus the same way. Have you guys seen that documentary, My Octopus Teacher? So recommend it. I really probably number 1. Really recommend My Octopus Teacher. Really great, really worth watching. I don't know where it is. I think it's Netflix or Amazon. It's Netflix or Amazon. Look it up. I'm not real great with all these channels, but My Octopus Teacher, I highly recommend. And also I've been watching On the Spectrum. And that's a really good show too. And it's about people who have high functioning autism or have autism and how they're trying to date and create love in their life. And it's really lovely. You just really want to root for them. And it's such a good show. So I'm really enjoying On the Spectrum as well. That's something I'm always rooting for them. And there's this one guy, Michael, that I just want him to find love and get married. He wants it so badly, and it's just so sweet. Okay, so anyway, those are some of my shows. And then of course, like when I'm really just trying to be like nuts, I just watch 90 Day Fiance. There's so many spin-offs from 90 Day Fiance. So, sometimes I watch that, and then sometimes I need a break from that because it's just, come on, people. Anyway, so those are kind of the shows I've been kind of watching. Let me just see if I can see you guys here. Okay, perfect. I want to say hi to you guys. So Karen, hi Lori, hi Lynn, hi Amy, how are you? Patricia's watching. Hey Pat, how are you? Good evening to you as well. Lynn said she saw Made. She said it was really good. It really is. I'm really enjoying it. That's a new one I just started watching, so I'm maybe seven shows in. Really good. Hi Courtney, how are you? Hi Michelle. Let's see. Okay, you guys. Hi Deb, how are you? Barb is watching. Thank you. Okay, let's just see. Hi, Shannon. Love 90 Day Fiance, right? And obviously, there's some of them that you're really kind of rooting for, and others you're just kind of like, there's so many spinoffs of 90 Day Fiance, but like there's this one that I'm watching. The guy is a manicurist. I don't know if you've watched that one. The guy's a manicurist, and he has been sending money for 5 years to this woman who he has not met or video chatted with, only text messaging. And he has sent over $40,000 to this girl. And it's just heartbreaking because it's not going to end well. And her intentions are not great. And he just has this greatest heart, and people all over his town and in his work just adore him. He's such a nice guy, and he's really just being taken to the cleaners. And that's kind of hard to watch. And you just want to kind of shake them and say, come on, guy. But anyway, so there's some that are just really great and some that are just like crazy. But anyway, 90 Day Fiance is another one. All right. So I have a development group that I'm going to be starting on Mondays. And I'm going to start it with this coming Monday, the 25th. If you guys feel you might have some abilities, you like to kind of try it out, you want to, learn a little bit about how to connect with the spirit world. I'm going to teach a little bit from a different perspective in regards to mediumship, connecting, how to do that. And so we're just going to kind of play a little bit, and it's going to be 2 hours. It's going to be on Monday nights. I'm going to start with this Monday. We're going to see how it goes. It's only $10. I really want to do it to kind of give back and just really kind of help others with what I have learned. And what's crazy is when I came across all of these all of these writings that I did with the guides, there was all of this, and it was like this wonderful treasure that I found, because when I go back and I start reading, there was every single day. I have like so many. There's pages. As a matter of fact, some just fell on the floor, and I'm in trouble because they're not numbered. So now I'm in trouble. I have to put that back together. But anyway, there is so much knowledge and teachings that I got from my guides in regards to my development in mediumship, and also things that I've come across. So these teachings with all of these writings that I found with my guides, and some that I'm going to share with you today. When I started writing with my guides, there was obviously, I wrote sometimes about me, about my progress, about my development, about things that have happened, dreams that I had, experiences that were happening. So I would write with them and say, like, what was that? And what happened here? And this happened in meditation, and who came in my in-between state in my dream, and tell me more about who you guys are, and how many are you, and how are you working in my life, and are you working in my mediumship, and how are you doing this? And then I would ask questions also about in mediumship, like how are the guides facilitating all of this, and how is it, like, give me a picture here about what's going on in the spirit world when loved ones are coming in, and how are the loved ones finding me or another medium, and how are these connections kind of happening, and how is that going? So there would be all these questions. I always had these desires of questions that I was so interested about that. And when I was trying to deepen my mediumship, I would ask, how can I deepen my mediumship, and how can I do this? So there's so much teachings in my mediumship as well. And mind you, I've had amazing teachers. And a particular teacher that has just been phenomenal for me, but also the guides have been wonderful teachers for me. And so, I'm looking through all of this and reading through all of this, and it's like this treasure chest of knowledge and information and easy, practical ways of being able to understand things. It's just been so lovely. And to see things that I wrote 4 years ago or 5 years ago, and now I'm rereading it and seeing how it all kind of came to be, it's really fascinating. And so, but I also ask questions also about what people might have, or questions that I often got asked from, clients, or just people when I told them I was a medium. There was, questions about that. And so sometimes people would ask, certain things. And so then I would channel with the guides and ask about that. And sometimes my friend would have a question for me with the guides. And so then I would ask that question. And so there is a lot of questions that are in these dialogues, these diaries, I call them, that is, for my personal growth and development, for my life and my transformation and my path and my purpose. And then also for you guys, and, things that I felt might be important that some of you guys might want to know, also. And obviously at the time of writing these, I never knew I would be coming on live doing these things, or even bringing my guides, in this way. At this time of writing, I never knew we were going to write books, or we were going to, channel in any other way beyond what we were doing. So a lot has grown in our development with my guides and me, and how they have come into the scene in a bigger way in regards to wanting to teach. And what I just want to kind of say before we kind of get going is we all have guides, and some of you may not have connected with yours, but I promise you, you have. But you may not understand that you have, because some of you think that when you are connecting with your guides, it needs to show up a certain way. And I feel that we really limit the spirit world and our guides when we're expecting them to show up a certain way, or come into our experience a certain way, or they need to give us things a certain way. And, it really kind of limits the way you can receive communication from your guides. And so I have always found the more open you are, the more they can play, and the more that they can show you new ways of having and receiving communication. And that's kind of been my journey with my guides. And so for any of you who don't feel you have support, or you don't have guidance that is surround you, but you do, you absolutely do. But if you haven't connected with that yet, or you haven't really felt that connection with the guides, or you haven't really received anything like that, my guides are here for you also. I learned early on that my guides are for me, but also for you. And so I know that their desire is not just to help me with my questions, with my purpose, with my path, although they are. they're also to help others on their path, to help you find your purpose, to help you go into your life feeling better. And so one of the things that I want to kind of share today in some of the things that I read, I had a hard time kind of deciding like which teaching or which session with them should I share, because I struggled today because there was so many. It's like, oh, that could be good, or that could be good, or that could be good. And obviously I can't be on live, reading all of these. You'd be, I can't do that. So I have to kind of pick a little bit of what I want to share tonight. But I hope that you guys enjoy the ones that I chose tonight. I just kind of intuitively just decided. So this one session that I'm going to share, I asked 2 questions. And so sometimes I would ask one question and they would go deeper. Sometimes I had 3 or 4 questions in a session. Sometimes I had 2. So, every time I sat with them, I asked differently. And it was just kind of what I was feeling in that moment, in that morning. And I always channeled with them in the morning. So today I'm going to share one. And if we have time, I can share a second one. So I have it put aside here. There was a third I put aside, but then it fell on the floor. So I don't know if I can read that one because now I don't know where it is. I'm going to have my glasses on. I'm going to have to be really looking at it and reading it completely and not looking down or looking up because the type is small. And so I have to read it. So I have to be more focused. Yeah. So anyway, I just want to kind of say that here. Let me just see if you guys are understanding that. Let me just see if there's anything here. All right. So I'm going to get going here. I hope. Oh, I'm so frustrated with not being able to see this, but okay. Also, just really quickly, if there's something else, my small group reading for tomorrow night is going to be at 5 o'clock. For any of you guys that are joining me, you can join as early as 4:30. I'll have the room open and I'll pop on right before 5 and I will, and it'll be a fun night. So I'm looking forward to it. So if you guys are joining me tomorrow night on my small group, tonight is a really nice night for you to get quiet and get still and just allow yourself to just bring your love and thought and attention and awareness to those in the spirit world that you would like to have a connection with. Spend 5 or 10 minutes this evening asking for them to come forward to our group. Invite them with love. I know you will. Have an open heart and just allow them to come in. Tell them you're coming. Tell them you want a communication. Tell them you want them to show up. And just, send them an invitation. So do that on your own tonight, privately, in your mind or out loud, whatever works for you. But I welcome you to do that before our session tomorrow for our small group. Okay. And let me just see here where we're going. Okay, perfect. So, all right. So I'm going to get started. So the first one I wanted to read here is, I asked 2 questions. So I always sit with my guides and I always open up. I allow myself to kind of move my awareness to the spirit world. I kind of connect energetically with the spirit world. I set the intention to work with them. I set the intention to have flow of communication. And then they know I'm doing this. They're aware. We have this rhythm and this routine. And then I sit and I type. I ask the questions and then I take a breath and then I just feel when it's coming, and it's usually within a second or 2 or 3, and then my fingers just start going on the typewriter, on the keyboard. And so that's kind of how it is. I'm just kind of creating the scene for you. So here we go. So I asked these questions because I do get one of these questions asked a lot. So one question I often get, and it was always like, gee, Monica, you're a medium. Are you ever afraid of negativity? Are you ever afraid of negative energies or negative entities or things like that? And, I always get it. And, I get it less now because people who know me know I don't respond to that in any way. That's not where I put my focus. But I asked my guides way back in the day, I think this was in 2016 when I wrote this, or 2017. I don't know if this one has, March. This was March 2017 that I wrote this dialogue. So here it goes. Today, again, I have two, and then we can talk about it after we're done with it. So there's 2 questions, and then we can talk about it. And if you guys want a third, I have one here that is nice, that might be helpful for you as well, that I can read as well for you guys if you want. But let's just start with these and see if you're still into it. All right, so today, again, I have 2 questions I am hoping to get clarity on from you. In my development groups, or classes that I have taken, I often notice that some classes and workshops begin with protecting ourselves, protecting our energy. And others don't. I'm confused about this. Why do some do it and some don't? Why is it that sometimes there are some that feel the need to protect ourselves, protect our energy before we begin to work, and others that don't do it? This confuses me. Do I need to protect myself before going into any reading, going into the energy of somebody, to blend with spirit or anything else? So is there a need to protect from anything? My second question, people can often get down or even slightly depressed. People who typically in life have had a good groove have sort of lost their groove and they struggle. How can someone pick themselves up, find that groove within themselves again? How can they find that groove again and find joy and passion once more and live in that energy? So those are my 2 questions. And then they responded. Hello, pleasant one. I see you are in a joyful place this morning. The smell of the ocean is quite exhilarating. Your question you ask regarding protection is a good one. I am happy you asked it, as I am aware many will have this question as well. Protection is really just a barrier that may surround you at any time. To ask for protection is nothing wrong with if it brings comfort to a person. Protection, again, is to feel safe and protected, secure. And if doing the ritual of asking for it creates this for someone, it is never a bad idea. To work in energy, you are working in high flow. There is not resistance, so nothing truly to push away from. The reality of dark and light is really in the creation of one's own mind and their belief in their wanting to have an answer to what it is or what it can be. Really, the energy you speak of working in is a non-resistance vibration where all possibilities can be had, met, and created. This space of energy work is filled in undoubtable power. Power to some can feel like a lot. Power to some can feel too much. The uncertain feeling, knowing of that power, the magnitude of that power, the effects of the power. So you see, people feel protection will help control that power. Truth is, once you are in that energy, you are within the power already, and it is not a different wave of power, you see. Once you step in, you are in the power. It is there. You sit in it when you meditate. You sit in it when you manifest. You sit in it when you daydream or when you work with spirit. It is all the same energy frequency, you see. The energy surrounds you throughout your day. It is with the trees and it is with the animals and it is in the ocean and also the air. This power, this energy lays around everyone, whether they protect themselves from it or not. It makes no difference. The energy is all there every day with every person in and through their whole day and night, by the way. Yes, while one sleeps as well. So this speaking of protection is really just having the desire to control the set power or that set energy, to be of a person's own comfort level. What they don't understand is we live within it at every moment. Perhaps then one should protect themselves while at the grocery store, or while walking the dog in the mountains, or doing a yoga class, or getting one's hair done, you see, or yes, even connecting with spirit. What we are wanting you to understand is that there is no need to fear of the energy, no need to connect to a certain protection, as the same energy force that you speak of to protect from is the same that lives around you all day, every day. Now, with this question, of course, there is a deeper, more rooted issue here. And the issue here becomes, is there darkness, entities that are out to cause harm and to cause havoc amongst someone? Does this happen? Yes, it does, but only because one has asked for it. By pushing away things you wish not have, you bring the exact thing closer to you. It is all creative juices flowing. The mind is a joyous muscle, but can be tricky plain. So my point to put across here on your question, is there anything to fear? We say there is nothing to fear but your own intentions of thoughts that you have and hold. So what is better to protect from would be one's own thoughts. If everyone instead would produce a daily protection ritual, each day of their own thoughts, protecting their mind from all unwanted thoughts that do not serve their highest good for them, then yes, protect from that. Then yes, this is a protection I am all on board with. Now, to speak about one's groove, as you said, the groove is a person's rhythm. It is a soul's dance. The soul's dance is when the person is in harmony with their life, their choices, their decisions, their actions, their point of attention. To find one's groove again when lost, which it is never, ever really lost, is just to play around, to just each day find an activity that brings happiness. It does not need to be so serious, this life. Play is a very great way to start feeling your groove return. And once you begin playing with different concepts, not just one, but discovering new things, then a lovely birth begins to your soul. You see, the soul is not so complex. It really just wishes to experience life in its truest form. Fun can be for many different activities, but our point here to say is when a person's happiness is tanking below sea level, one must only begin paddling. To paddle, we mean to use your energy in ways that put desires back into your heart. To do this, just begin paddling. Begin smelling life. Begin tasting life. Begin to pay attention to how you feel in this new space of awareness. In other words, when one feels like they are sinking, you must only begin paddling. Paddling yourself to a fun movie, paddling yourself to a lovely sunset, paddle yourself to an interesting activity, paddle yourself to listening to music. All these movements you create with paddling will set the motion quickly into the groove once again. It is not difficult. It requires only the wanting to do it. It is really that simple. For some people, these seem like big steps. And for them, perhaps just being in nature can be a good start to shift one's soul towards harmony once more. The importance here we are saying is stop being so serious with life all the time. One's soul does not care of all of your worries, only of all of your joys. Find joy, and you find joy by paddling. And some paddlers have created incredible, joyful lives for themselves. They have found a way to paddle themselves clear into an existence of full bliss. This can be for anyone who seeks the wanting to do it. Again, we have enjoyed our time with you and enjoy very much this time to be together in this way. We have love for you always. It is so. So that was one of the exchanges that I did, and you can see they're kind of like front and back, and I have pages and pages and pages and pages. So let me ask you, because I cannot see your comments here for some reason, but let me see if I can see it on my phone here. Does it show me here? Not sure. Let's see. give me a comment here. See more. Let me just see. Okay, let me just see. All right, so that is, I'm just not getting these comments. I'm seeing some. Okay. So can you guys just give me just, I want to know I can see your comments, and if you would like me to read another letter. This one was done, I don't know, a month later. Okay, so Chris is watching, Elise is watching, Shannon is watching. Okay, perfect. So guys, want to just give me some hearts or something if you'd like me to read a second session that I had with them. Would you like me to do that? I just want to. Hi, Monica, you look lovely as always. Hi, Anita. Yes, please, another. Okay, perfect. So I'm seeing them on my phone. I'm so sorry, you guys. I have to do it this way and not this way. And I don't know, I'm going to have to now learn how this new back end of Facebook works on my computer, but I'll get to it. It came 3 minutes or 5 minutes before I got on, so I didn't have time to figure it out. So I'm going, okay, all these hearts. Okay, so you want another letter. Okay, so first of all, let me just explain first and foremost what they mean about the protection. So just to kind of highlight a little bit is what they're really saying is, and I've really taken this on board, that they're saying that there's nothing to protect yourself with, but if we have thoughts that make us feel that there's something negative, or we have thoughts and we create, because we're creators. If we have thoughts, then we create ideas in our mind about what is something we should be afraid of and something that we shouldn't, and some belief systems that keep fear within us. Then, then they're saying that if creating protection around you makes you feel more comfortable because of these beliefs that you hold, or thoughts that you keep, or ideas somebody has given you that you've kind of sat with and you can't really get rid of that, well, they say there's nothing wrong with creating protection. But like for me, I know what I'm connecting with, and I know the love of what is there around us all. And so it doesn't even cross my mind, and it never would. But it bothered me when I was doing these workshops back in the day, because people would, sometimes sit and do these whole like rituals of protection, and then others didn't even touch upon it at all. And I found it confusing. It's like, if it's something we're supposed to do, then how come we're not always doing it? And how come it doesn't matter if we're doing it or not doing it? So it led me to ask the question. And for also, just because sometimes people ask me questions because of the work that I do. Do you ever get anything negative? And it's like, my headspace never goes there. My belief system doesn't go there. And so for me, I'm always in that beautiful energy flow of love. And that's really what it is. So, but anyway, that was just their take on that question. And then, and about the, and so anyway, so, okay, so I want to read then another one, because you guys want another one. So I'm going to read another one. So, and you guys, I just can tell you, like, I have like all this dialogue. I love it so much. I was just like, I spent like every minute I could today reading something else to kind of decide which one to read today, because there's some other ones. They even have one on death. I asked a question about death. And, it's in here too, but that's the one that fell. So I can't read that because it fell. And it was interesting that it fell, because I was looking for it as a third option. And I was looking, I couldn't find it through all the pages. I couldn't find it. And then all of a sudden, a couple of pages fell on the floor. And then I picked it up, and it was the one on my question on death. Isn't that interesting? So thank you. So I don't know, it's still like 4 pages, so I'd have to kind of put it together, but maybe I can go on next time and read that one if you guys are into it. All right, so here's another one that I thought was kind of lovely. I also have like channeling sessions on marketing and business and like the energy of business and the energy of it's another really good one, and it could really apply ourselves into our work. So it's also a good one, and we could take that. So okay, so anyway, I want to read this next one. You can see I'm a little like fluttered here because I can't stand doing it this way. It's just so strange for me, but I'm trying, guys. I didn't want to not come on. So okay, here I go. So this one was done about a month later. So this one says, "Hi, Edgar. Good afternoon." Guess I did this one in the afternoon. "Today I would like to talk about manifesting." So it looks like I had two questions for them. The first one was, how does someone truly manifest something they want into their life? And then the second question was, can someone really want something and be unable to manifest it because it was not for them to have or to experience? So these were two questions that I had. So, all right, so then it went on. So, okay. So good day to you, my dear. We see you have selected a most interesting topic, one we feel is of particular interest to many. Yes. So I kind of feel like this is good because they want us to share it, because they comment often if this is something that many would have a question or others would also be interested, or there's many that wish to know this. So I know that these are wonderful things to share. So this is why I'm doing it. So one we feel is of particular interest to many. Yes. You say you would like to understand how to truly manifest something into one's life. Here we start with the most important thing, the desire to want to manifest it. Nothing can begin the process better. One must have first a desire to want it. Now, many have, yes, things they want. More money, better health, a new car, a home of their own, and so on. We say, however, it is a much different energy to want something than to desire something. Do you see what we mean? Desire lays within it a very powerful energy. Desire is necessary to create into one's existence of anything of true wanting. How does one know the difference from wanting something and desiring something? There is a difference, we say. You see, wanting is not enough. It does not hold the same power that a desire holds. Wanting an ice cream cone and having a deep desire to be thin is a very different feeling. Or we say, wanting to be thin and having a deep desire for an ice cream cone can also be. Desire holds feelings and emotions within that simple wanting something alone does not hold. It is not enough to say or think or feel of something one would like to create into one's life. It must come from a deep longing, a deep feeling, a passionate longing, a powerful feeling of what life will be like with it is what transpires the actual manifesting. It matters not what it is. It can be anything. It must just have the force of the desire behind it as its strength. The desire is the horse that pulls the cart of want through. A cart cannot travel with no wheels or no powerful force of a horse. There must be power behind the intention of all that is wished for, and we say that is desire. How does one create the power of desire behind something wanted to be manifested? Well, it is within you. You asked, can someone want something and it not be able to be manifested because it was not for them to experience? And we say no, it is not. Anything can be manifested if desire is behind the wanting. If something is not manifested, it is only because the desire was not strong enough. How does one create that desire? That power behind the wanting. It is through imagining life with it. As one imagines life with it, then one creates a movement within. This movement lights a spark, and as that spark gets continuous attention, it burns as a large flame. And as this flame grows larger and more powerful, here your manifesting begins to form its own reality. We say to think about what you want. We say dream about what you want. We say feel what you want. See what you want. How does it look? How does life look with it? How do you see yourself in it? Do you see it in color? Is it part of your everyday? Do you feel you are living it? How is life now different having it in your mind? How would it change you? These are ways to enlarge that flame we speak of. This is all it is. It is nothing but imagination and creativity and visualizing and being in the actual vibrational experience of having it that creates the manifesting to appear for you. We say too, joy. Be joyful as you feel these experiences and visualizations and dream it. You see, you must have the vehicle, the wanting. You must have the engine, the desire, and gas, joy, for whatever you want to manifest into your reality. Reality being the destination one seeks to have. You are here to create, so create. You are here to experience, so experience. You are here to design your life your way, so design each glorious detail. It is really all for you to have. If you desire it, it is then for you to have. Sit in the vehicle, turn on the engine, and be sure you have placed the needed gas in the tank, and head for whatever destination inspires you to live life the way you dream it to be. Go for it. It is yours to have, all of it or none of it. It is your choosing. Be the creator that you are and create the life that you want. Know it is all for you, so go get it. Thank you for this topic, as it gives us much joy to speak about it with you in this way. It is so. So that was on manifesting. And after that, maybe, I don't know how much longer after that, but they did a guided meditation that they did with me as well. And it's called the Artist Studio. And it's on my website. It's free. And it's for manifesting and it's for visualizing. So what they spoke about, to dream it, to see it, to visualize it, to experience it. They created a meditation and it's on my website. It's called the Artist Studio. So maybe play with that a little bit if you're in that space where you're looking to create things for yourself in your life and you're needing a little bit of that desire to be, that flame to be expanded a bit. You need to kind of like they said, have that creativity and that imagination. And so the Artist Studio is about creating, and that's what they called it. And so anyway, it's free on my website, on my meditation page, that will help you with manifesting. And it was written with the spirit world, and it's for you. So here are 3 little inserts here from my sessions with my guides. This kind of gives you a little bit of an understanding when I sit with my guides each time, how it works. It's always me setting the intention to communicate with them, and then it's always me opening up my energy field and having that desire to want to connect with them and allowing them and inviting them in to communicate with me. And then I ask questions. And sometimes the questions I ask is, how am I doing? Or in mediumship, it was, what can I do better? How can I improve? How can I create even more greater experience for those that come see me? How can I, move with the spirit world and blend with them deeper? How can I? And so I often would ask questions with them also when it came to my mediumship and when it came to opening up and me really wanting to know also how it really works up there and how they bring it all together and what does that look like. And so I would ask questions about that also, because that was a curiosity that I had. I wanted to know, I understand what's coming on here, but I wanted to know how it was working there as well. And so sometimes those were questions. And, sometimes I wanted to know, hey, am I on my path with my purpose? Is this what I'm supposed to do? And sometimes I asked, how many are you? And what do you each play in a role for me? And if there's many of you, do you do different things? Are you here doing the same thing collectively? Are you working on different things with me? How can I know you more? So I would ask questions to help me understand who they were more as well, because that was a curiosity I have. And the guides are always talking about curiosity. They want us so much to be curious. You should be curious. Like, who are your guides, and be curious about your path and your purpose, and want to be able to connect with that, and know that you have a support system that surrounds you that is always about helping you on your path. There was a quote that I saw, let me just find it here real quick, that I thought, it's a couple with the guides, and I'm just talking about the guides here because I'm talking about dialogue that I have with them that I shared with you today. And this is always about helping us on our path, right? It's always been that way. From day one, it has always been about helping us in life, me and you. And so that's always been their point of attention. It's always been their focus. It's always been their desire. And if I'm honest, if I think back even 20 years ago or 15 years ago or whenever, or even before that, I've always had, my whole life really, I've always had the desire to want to help others. That has always been something that was important for me. And it's important for my guides as well. And so, your guides often are similar to you. So those that are on your life path, sharing your life path, helping you on your journey, I promise you that there's similarities about them with you. Here's a couple of little quotes that I think is kind of nice. Your guide is aligned with your higher purpose, and your work together will always enhance your life purpose in some way. And when I think about how the guides choose to step in with me, and we all have them, but not all guides are going to work in the way that my guides work. Some of them are going to work differently. Some of them just want to work with you. Mine want to work in a bigger way. Your guide is aligned with your higher purpose, and your work together will always enhance your life purpose in some way. And I think I've always had a desire and a longing to want to help others. And it's very clear that they share that intent. And so it's no coincidence probably that we are together working. Your guides will deepen the connection as he or she becomes aware of your ability to handle their energy. As I became aware of my guides more and more, as I became more aware of working with them, the communication deepened, the connection with them deepened. I became more aware of more of them. They started working in bigger ways. That's when they wrote the book, and that's when we did. So all these kind of things started happening, and they started showing up more frequently and in greater ways because I was open to it. And I became aware of how they were working, and then it allowed them to work with me bigger. And if you could become aware of how they work and really open yourself up to how your guides step in your life and how they communicate with you, it will expand the way that they can communicate with you also. There is also another quote I kind of liked. The art and skill of accurately perceiving your guides comes from the ability to comfortably tune in and listen to these subtleties and accept them as important communication. And I think that, sometimes a lot of you guys might miss a lot of your communication with your guides because sometimes it is so subtle, and I know I come on sometimes and I talk about these wonderful experiences that I've had where new guides show up and they tickle my foot in the middle of the night with a feather, and then the Native American shows up and there he is, and, and all these like kind of wow things kind of happen. But understand that I had been working and building this communication with them for a long time now. And so again, the more comfortable you become, the more they can give you, right? I'm so comfortable with them and I'm so open to new ways of them showing up that I'm always receiving more. And I just want to kind of give you that a little bit to know that you just got to start, but it's not where it was for me in the beginning either. So I just kind of wonder, I don't know, how would you guys feel about would any of you all be interested in maybe, doing like a little 2-hour little mini kind of workshop or just a talk on guides where, I can kind of help you a little bit with that, not so much like a workshop, but maybe just to help you understand how guides communicate. I just did a reading yesterday, and it was a empowered life reading. And one of the things that she was really wanting was her her guides, you know, like the communication and how she wasn't really feeling them and all that. And as we kind of worked together, she really was expecting it to be a certain way. And I think that really hinders and limits. And so when we broke it down and we started breaking down this communication, I became aware of her being at the beach, and I became aware of the guides being on the beach walking with her. And then it gave validation that she does go to the beach, she does walk on the beach. And then they told me that she sometimes sits and cries at the beach, and that they're coming there for her and they're opening her up to help release a lot of things that are within her that she's struggling with, and they're trying to clear her. You see, they're working with her, you see. And then she would say, you know, I would find these seashells all the time when I walked on the beach, and there were always these heart shapes. You know, all of this is guidance. All of this is ways of communication. You see, sitting and crying is a way that the guides open you up to help heal wounds that are within you, trying to work through things with you. There's so many ways guides work with us, depending upon what your need is and where you are in your life, you see. But the guides here are always wanting to give you positive ways of seeing things. Even with when we talked about negativity, right? We could say, oh, dark, light, oh, there's dark. Yeah, but if we keep our mind clear and we keep our mind light and we keep our mind without having thoughts of negativity, then we're not going to bring negativity into our experience, right? So they're always saying, hey, there's something you can do about that. You know, there's something you can do about that by taking it and twisting it into something more positive. And even with, you know, how to get us feeling lighter and having us, you know, how can we kind of get from, you know, we don't feel our groove, and how can we kind of get into that again? Helping us, giving us tips on how we can do that. And these little things that are just so profound and yet so practical and simple. And again, they always want to keep things practical and simple, because if it's hard, they say you're not going to do it. And so it's always about, you know, keeping things easy. And what I love also about the guides is, you know, I wouldn't do things if it was really hard and complicated and difficult and hard to understand. It's got to be simple and practical for me. And even in my mediumship, they've always taught me to be simple and keep things easy and not to make things difficult and not to have all these rituals. You know, they were telling me that from day one, you know, but they know me. They know I don't like a lot of rituals. And so that would bog me down, and I'd probably get bored and not do it. And then, you know, I might step away from a career path and a purpose that is very meaningful and important for me to be on, you know. So if I would bog it down with a lot of rituals and a lot of ways I had to do, I might not have done it. So they knew that, you see. So anyway, I'm just jabbering on. Let's see. Do you guys have anything? Let's see if I can get you guys. If you guys have any comments. Mr. Paul Jacobs is watching. Paul Jacobs is my greatest mediumship teacher. I just want to say, I hope he's still watching. I hope he's still on. I haven't bored him. He is by far the most amazing mediumship teacher. If any of you guys are really wanting to do mediumship, Paul Jacobs is the most amazing mediumship teacher. He was the greatest teacher for me. He fine-tuned and polished me in such a way. He gave me confidence like no one else. And he is just fantastic. And I don't know if he's still watching. If he is, I hope he is. Please let me know, darling, because I adore you. And anyway, I am really, really, really wanting so much to just share. And anything that I share today, to take what you want, take what feels good, leave what doesn't. I'm not here to put anything on you. I'm just here to share, as I always say. I'm just here to kind of help you and to share things that touched me, but it may or may not touch you. But there might be pieces that do. And even if there's just a little bit that you can take away that makes you feel good, then that makes me happy. So then it's for something. And so just know, take whatever feels good, leave what doesn't. And I have more teaching. So let me just ask you, you know, would you enjoy me coming on and sharing more of my sessions with the guides? Would you enjoy that? Would that be something that you would have a liking on? Some of these other sessions where maybe we talked, I think I talked a little bit about, there was other ones I saw today, I can't remember now, but I told you there was one on death, and I really loved how they really spun that. I thought that was kind of clever. Also, they talked about transformation. They talked about our soul. They talked about, there's a bunch of different kind of topics, but I don't mind coming on and sharing them if it's something that is important for you guys. So I'm getting a lot of hearts. Okay, perfect. So hi Pam, how are you? How you guys doing? I can't see without my glasses. Hi Kim, how you guys doing? Hi Leslie. Hi Kathy. How are you? So all right, perfect. So I just want to kind of say that I can do that. Then I can come on again and maybe I'll pull out some more and I will, share some more. And again, I just think it's kind of fun. And listen, we live in the physical world, but there is the most beautiful spiritual world that surrounds us and is loving us and guiding us and helping us. And there is guidance and support and nudging every step of your path. And the more you can recognize that and realize that, and the more protected and supported, you will realize, you will see that there is such a support system that you are never, ever, ever on your own, ever. And maybe sometimes we come across things in life that's sometimes a little bit challenging, but there's purpose in that. I did a channeling session actually yesterday with the guides, and they spoke a little bit about that. I was almost going to share that tonight, and then I came across all of these little sessions, and so I thought, oh, that'd be kind of fun to mix it up a little bit. So, but I actually did a channeling session yesterday that was kind of sweet as well, So do you guys have any questions for me? Do you have any questions at all for me? And if you guys that want to join my development group that I'm going to start on Monday, just a way to kind of be in a safe space. I'm just going to, kind of help you kind of build and kind of see if there's some ability there with you, maybe deepen that ability a little bit, kind of give you some things to help you in your development, whatever stage that you're in. I was blessed with a fantastic teacher, and I am, I learned a lot from him, and I've learned a lot from the guides, and, so if it could help somebody forward, I would love to do that. So anyway, let's see. Hi, Darla. How are you doing? How's it going? All right. So let me just see here where else we are. Okay. All right. So if there's any questions that you all have, what do you think of my glasses today? What do you think? Got black on today. All right. So I am going to kind of clear up all these papers that I have all over my desk. And I am going to chime out, I think. So if you guys don't have any questions, I can come. I'm not going to be on. I'm not sure if I'm on next week or not. I might be traveling next week on Thursday. I think I'm traveling. I'm not sure. Certainly, what is the next weekend? So I may not be on next Thursday, but I will be on, I hope, the following Thursday. I'm not sure. I've got some people coming into town for the next couple of weeks. So that's going to kind of take up some of my nights. So I'm not sure for the next few if I can be on a Thursday night. So maybe I'll pop on a different night just to mix it up a little bit. So, I hope that you guys too, I always love, when you, share my page, or I love when you, post comments. I thank you so much for that. I always want to know that if I'm coming on, that I'm adding value in some way. That's important for me. I really don't want to come on just to talk. I really want to know that you guys are resonating with it, or it's helping you in some way, or you're enjoying it, or you're learning something. There's no point in me coming up just to talk, so I'm hoping that I'm inspiring you or helping you or teaching you something or giving you something to ponder or think about or chew on, is what I'm hoping that I do when I come on these lives. And Kim says, oh, thank you, I can read it, yay. Really enjoyed this and would love to learn more about guides. Thanks, Monica. Okay, oh, hi, Cheryl, too. How are you, honey? So let me just ask you guys while I kind of got you on, and put it in the comments if you don't mind, because put it in the comments, let me know. If you guys are interested in wanting to maybe learn more about guides, learn more a little bit about connecting, not so much like a workshop, but really more like a Q&A where I can just kind of come on and like just, talk about guides and talk about different ways that they communicate. Because so many of us, we miss communication because we think it needs to look a certain way, that it needs to show up a certain way. And it's not the case. It doesn't have to show up in the way you think as a matter of fact, you limit your guides when you kind of place demands of it needing to be a certain way. So they come in so many different ways, and I can give so many different examples of how that's been so through my readings, through my own experiences, and maybe even talking it through a little bit. So I'd like to do this like on Zoom, not on Facebook, because we can have dialogue. We could talk about it. You know what I mean? And so we can kind of get into a little bit more of a discussion. So if you guys are into that, I'm certainly happy to do that, but I'd want to do it on Zoom. Lori says, I really enjoy these sessions. Would love to learn more about the guides. Anita says, yes, would be very interested in learning about the guides, Monica. Misty is watching. Hi, honey. Let's just see. And Shannon, thank you. So if you guys want to do that, but I want to do it like on Zoom where we can all be together. We can kind of see each other. We can have it make nice and cozy, and we can kind of get together. So what I'll do is I'll figure something out how I can make that happen. I don't want to post a Zoom link, on Facebook because, sometimes we get somebody that shouldn't be doing that. So so I just want to be kind of protective of that space a little bit of what I'm posting. So I don't want to like post any links or anything. So we'd have to find a way to kind of do this. So maybe it might be something where I actually do something for like $5 or something kind of like that, just so maybe do something like through Eventbrite, or we could just do something very inexpensive that, so it's not so then I can send you all of the, I'll figure it out. Anyway, if you guys are open for that, I think it would be fun, because there's nothing I enjoy talking about more than the beautiful connection of the guides and the teachings and the way they show up in our lives. I don't think there's anything I enjoy more. And anything to do with the spirit world and connecting with it and being with them and all the different ways that we are supported, whether it's our loved ones in spirit, whether it's our guides in spirit, whether, whatever it is, whether, it's our own intuition. It's so marvelous, all the different ways that we have support for us. Our own intuition system, our guides that are walking our path with us, our loved ones on the other side that come in to help, give us healing and to help us forward. There's just so much. And so I love it. Hi, Priscilla. I would love to learn more about my guides. Yes. Okay, perfect. All right. Pat says yes as well. Okay, good. All right. So I want you all to make sure you're following my page. I will. Hi, Rachel. How are you? You too. Okay, perfect. So I just think it might be kind of fun because, so many of you guys don't really feel you have those connections, and you do. And I just want to inspire you to just learn more and to try different ways and be open to different ways that they communicate. It's just such a great thing to have them in your life. Lynn says yes as well. Okay, perfect. Hi, Darla. Let's see here if I'm missing anything. All right. Hi, Erin. I'm glad you enjoyed it, honey. Hi, Kat. Oh, Monica, you and your guides have saved me from my eating disorder when you first started your lives. Really? You see, my head's buzzing. See, I just, thank you for sharing that, darling, because I know so much that the guides want to help us in life. I know my guides are for me, but they're also for you. And I know these little things, we keep it simple and practical. And, sometimes we might say, oh, you know what, if it's communication from the spirit world and it's guides, it's going to be like this fluffy talk of this spiritual, deep talk. You know what? Not always, because are you really going to get it? Is it going to really help you forward? Are you going to be is it going to be placed in a way that's practical that you're going to be able to implement? My guides want you to implement it. They want you to really be able to work with it and do something with it and really take it on board. And so they know and understand that it's got to be placed in a way and given to you in a practical, easy to understand way that you can identify with it. And I really think that's super intelligent, because they know that we need it to be understood to be able to do it. And sometimes if it's so blah, 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 blah in poetry or so in that, it's great to do it and it's beautiful and poetic, but does it sometimes go over our head? It would me. And so I just know that they come in this way. So anyway, just chatting. All right, guys. Hi, Jackie. Can our guides be playful with their communication? Oh my God, yes. So playful, so playful. Listen, do you remember like when I told you like a couple weeks ago when one of the new guides came in and he tickled my foot with a feather, and then it woke me up and I realized it was a feather, and then I knew, and then I saw a Native American with this huge headpiece. Don't you think that's a little playful? He didn't have to tickle my foot with the feather. It was also intelligent because he had nothing but all these huge feathers on his head, right? This big headdress that he was wearing, all feathers. So my mediumship teacher, taught me a long time ago about the importance of how to understand and read clairvoyant images. And so I pay attention to what the images I see. And so that was really profound, but also that was playful. Tickling my foot was playful, right? And it was intelligent because he used a feather that he took from his headpiece. So it's clever and it's simple and it's easy to understand and it was playful. So yes, of course they're going to be playful. And in, I think it was in this, I read so many of these sessions today, so I'm confused now, but I think they talked about being playful, right? Like how didn't they talk about life and that we take it too serious, that we shouldn't make life so serious, that we should play more? So why would they not take their own advice, right? Why wouldn't they take their own advice? So of course they're going to be playful. And again, here we are. Can they be playful? Of course they can be playful. Of course they're going to come in and be playful. You don't think they're all serious, right? You don't think they're all serious like that, right? All the time? That they're going to be playful because they want you to be playful. So if they show up all intense and serious all the time, then you're not going to want to like, just like let go and be comfortable, within that energy space. Does that make sense? So yes, they're going to be, but that's another thing. Like sometimes we think they need to show up and it's got to be serious and it's got to be intense and it's got to be like this powerful statement or something like that. It doesn't. It has to be something that allows you to understand and feel into it and make sense with it and get it and resonate with it and then be able to say, oh, I can do that. It doesn't feel so hard. I can try that. And then you can implement it. Right? So anyway, okay. All right, I guess I should go. I've been on an hour and 10 minutes, so you guys are probably bored with me. Kat says, I got chills everywhere. I would love to participate in any future events on Zoom, and I am beyond excited for tomorrow. Oh, so you're joining me on my small group. Wonderful, Kat. So wonderful. I'm so happy that you're joining. That's great. And she says, thank you, Edgar. I know, they're just the sweetest things. I just love them. And they can be serious too, though. When they really want to get a point drawn home, they will do that. But they always do it with love. And oftentimes they really want us not to take ourselves so seriously. And I think, don't we do that sometimes? Don't we just make mountains out of molehills? Sometimes in life, don't we just make things so much bigger than they need to be? And if we can just chill out a little bit, we can see things for really more what they are and they're not as big as we sometimes make things to be. So our problems aren't always as big as we think they are, or the problem, wherever there's a problem, there's always a solution, right? And I think that, anyway, we're going off all different tangents. All right, so if you guys want to do that, I'll post something on Facebook maybe over the weekend in regards to maybe doing a little Zoom thing where we can just get on. We could talk about the guides. I can share some teachings that I had about them, things that they shared about guides and how they come in and why and where and all that kind of stuff. So I'll share that. So okay, so that sounds like something fun. I would certainly love doing that. All right, Monday, if you guys are into wanting to learn about development a little bit, if you are someone trying to seek that a little bit, we can have fun for a couple hours on Monday night. Tickets are on my website, monicacharlings.com. Event page, on my event page, it's $10. So if you want to kind of join in, we'll do it. I'm going to give it a try. I'll do it every Monday if everyone wants it, but we're going to start with Monday first, this coming Monday, and we'll see how it goes. So no promises on where, but I'm open to it. If people want it, I'm going to show up, and if there's a want, then I'll be there. Okay, so all right, guys, love you guys. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed tonight. Thanks for being a part of my night tonight. Thanks for making that time with me. And until next time, I will see you guys later. And I'll let you know if I'll be on next Thursday. Okay, you guys be amazing and love to you. Okay, bye.